Yeah, share this with your boys like do truck stuff. Even though they'll probably hate it because it's not like a mall crawler. Welcome back, you dirty scoundrels. As you see, we are sitting under the cab of a Lincoln Blackwood. So, I think this is your first time seeing the framework that we've done. We have essentially the cab section of the frame, mocked up, finished. It's welded. Body mounts are in. Makes the body sit about half an inch below ground level, which gives us some adjustment as far as like doing drag blocks or like wear items under it so that the frame technically never has to touch the ground while you're laying frame. Today, I think we're going to put the motor and transmission in its general area. We've been working on the dashboard, but we know we have to section out the firewall and the trans tunnel to fit the new motor and the transmission. So we will be getting the motor in the general place we need it and lowering the body back down onto the frame table to get a general idea of how much we need to cut and rebuild for fitting this 10-speed and this 5-liter Coyote in this truck. Huh.
Yeah.
Also made the executive decision to kind of scrap the drop spindles from the 98 to 2002 or 2004. I think it was 04.
Maybe 2003. No, I think it's 2002.
So yeah, 98 to 2002 is a specific hub. It was a 5x135 hub with a 80 millimeter center bore.
87.1 millimeter center
87.1 millimeter center bore. So this big old boy. And now we decided to use a more available platform with bolt-on hubs front and rear, which is more of a 2008 to 2014 F-150, which changes from the 5x135 to a 6x135 with a 90 millimeter center bore.
No, it's the same center bore.
No, remember it has that shoulder that makes it super wide.
It's got a weird center bore. It's listed as the same, but the hubs that we got, they have like this small shoulder on the inside.
Front and rear, it's the same. Anyway, that means that our wheels can be all the same bolt pattern and the same center bore, which is really what the client wants. The same people, Beltec, that made the drop spindles for the 98 to 02, also make a drop spindle for the 08 to 2014. Just an easier design with these hubs bolting directly to the drop spindle. So those are mocked up at aired out height with a 24-inch wheel. We've also been considering going to a 22-inch wheel with bigger tires, considering the client lives in an area where the roads are absolute dog shit. So that'll save him from bending wheels and popping tires and all that stuff. And a little bit extra meat on the tire will help put the power down on this thing. It's obviously not like Texas-style tuck-in 30s or anything. This kind of has to be almost a daily driver for him. This is like his favorite car in his collection. So I think that's a worthy sacrifice, and anything looks good laying on the ground. So even if they're 22s, it'll still be pretty sick. But today, like I said, we are going to be trying to get this motor on the table. We already chopped up this piece of metal to put on the table to simulate where our motor mounts would be. There'll be some finagling trying to get this on the table and trying to get it in the general area we would like it. Obviously, you don't want the oil pan directly on the ground, because if you air out on a single rock, you're going to puncture your oil pan. So we're going to try to wedge it up a little bit and just see what we can get done today.
Where we're sitting right now, we don't have the hubs no, we have the hubs, but we don't have the spindles or any like the suspension components we need to continue on the front or the back. So we'd been working on the dashboard, but we got to a point on the dashboard where we need the transmission tunnel to be done, or at least figured out where it's going to go. And this is our next option towards that goal.
And we should be receiving the new rear differential this week, hopefully. We already have the axles and the rear hubs. The straight axle is still on the table just because it saves space for it to be up and out of the way. But once the IRS rear end shows up, we're pretty much able to, at that point, once the front drop spindles show up and the rear diff, we're kind of able to get the frame almost completely done. So yeah, some pretty cool stuff in the next few weeks. So yeah, share this with your boys like Duke Truck stuff, even though they'll probably hate it because it's not like a mall crawler. Hold up. My hardware just... Well, we got the Coyote and the 10R80 on the table. In the general location of what we're looking at, we kind of need to raise it just a little bit or get a different oil pan. We're hanging like half an inch below ground right now, but we just wanted to get the main hole cut to fit the transmission into like the general area of where it needs to go, and we achieved that. It's obviously going to be more trimming. We probably have to section out the entire cab through the back, because if you peek inside at the output shaft of the transmission, it's kind of a
couple inches above the bottom of the truck.
Yeah. So we'll have to section out the center of the truck and create a new tunnel, but that's fine because we're going to be creating basically a center console to go from front to back. This truck didn't have a bench in the back. It had 2 normal seats, so create kind of like a flowing center console at one point. So having a new trans tunnel won't be the final look, so we can just slap that in there. But yeah, this motor fits way better than we thought it would. Originally, we were worried about it. It's lighter, there's more power involved. Obviously, there's a few things we have to figure out, such as power steering, and we're probably going to have to build our own manifolds for it. But yeah, it's a win. It fits.
Mainly like power steering. We don't really know enough about like electronic steering, which is what originally came with this motor. But we don't know if there's like the only way to get the new Ford F-150 power steering is to have it connected to everything, like stock steering wheel and all that jazz. We found a couple kits that add a power steering pump to this motor. We're hoping that we can find one that works with the Whipple that will be going on it, but the Whipple changes all the belt driving system, so we'll have to see if there's a kit out there. It seems like a common idea, so we're probably going to be able to find something. But
yeah, I'll put a call into Wegner. They're the ones that supply like the full Whipple kits, and see if anybody's done it or if there's any options as far as having power steering on the motor. But
that's probably the biggest hurdle for now. Making the steering shaft fit back down to the steering gear, maybe.
Yeah,
but it looks like with a different motor mount and different headers, to probably clear it.
Yeah, our headers are going to have to be pretty much, like that steering will have to be in place and we'll have to build it around the steering. But that's not anything too crazy. We think it's doable. Nothing's scaring us away from keep pushing forward. So
the exhaust will be easy to build.
Exhaust will be very easy and fun. Well, we can't thank you guys enough for your support. All we can ask is that you watch a couple more videos and share it with a friend. Yeah, I mean, that's really the best thing you can do for us. And thank you.
What? Building trucks.
Truck stuff. Want the monkeys to dance?